So here's the shifter mechanism. Unfortunately, there is an existing shifter control board down here which is using Hall effect sensors. Unfortunately, sorry about the finger, those Hall effect sensors changed the resistance kind of like a sweeper arm would. However, the voltage didn't change from sort of 1 volt in the down position to 2 volts in the neutral position and then 3 volts in the up position, which would have been easy to program because you'd have upper and lower shift voltages. It was something along the lines of 1 volt here, 3 volts there, which was the killer, and then 2 volts there. Now that makes a lot of sense for an OEM manufacturer for safety. So unfortunately, with the PCS software, there's no way to program that above 2 volts but below 3 volts is shift, and then above 3 volts but not 2 is neutral, and then below 1 volt is shift as well. It's just not possible because it's a bit, I guess, a bit too complex for the PCS, nor would you ever come across that in a setup that you would make yourself or an off-the-shelf shifter. Hence why I've installed those two with not a very elegant bracket. However, it's more of a proof of concept. Get it working and we'll machine up something more permanent or swap to a different style shifter with built-in limits if these prove unreliable, which is very unlikely. Then you have your gating system, so that's neutral. This switch was added by Al for neutral safety switch. There's your reverse, that's selected internally down to the gearbox via a cable. And there's park, which is also cable actuated. So it goes park, reverse, neutral, drive. So that's the 4 positions for the cable, and then from drive you go across, and this is where your electronics kick in, and back to auto mode, which I'm going to have to program with a very, very sort of rudimentary safe shifting point, so if it ever gets bumped across, it doesn't just switch over to first gear or something silly. It'll just be a speed based with a slight kick down. If the light permits, which it may not, unfortunately. No, you can't really see, but there is a no, that's a real shame. This limit switch was added by Al as well. It tells the PCS when the shifter is in, I call it Tiptronic, the PCS calls it full manual or absolute manual or something along those lines, and that's when it'll take inputs from these. Okay, the wiring was immaculate before I had to disassemble it. Unfortunately, that's just how I'm going to have to keep doing things until I find the right wires and put these on there, kind of just like that, but with a little bit of soldering. You love it. Thanks, guys.